Welcome to Last Time Online. This episode is brought to you by Dogmu Games, my very own game studio. I'm currently working on my first game called Wake Out of Twilight. Wake Out of Twilight is a 2D platformer game based in a futuristic dystopia where nearly all parts of life are automated. Life couldn't get any easier, but the price to pay was more than anybody agreed to. Navigate through traps, obstacles, and puzzles in order to save everybody from the nightmare. If you would like to be the first to know when I have updates or when the game is releasing, you can go to Steam and wishlist the game. Now, let's get on with the episode. What's up, gamers? This is another episode of Last Time Online. Welcome. This is a podcast about nerds talking about nerdy things. I'm your host. My name is George, and today we have the crew with us, and we have Max.
Greetings.
Jonathan.
What's up?
Alvaro.
I could do this all day.
Perfect. We love it. We love to see it. And then Justin.
Oh God. Oh God. Hello.
Oh God.
It's over.
Okay, that's it. That's the introduction, and then
You ruined my introduction because I was going to say something.
Oh,
God
I'm sorry.
damn it.
Let's
No. Alvaro did because I was laughing. He ruined it.
We have Justin.
No, we're good. We're good.
Okay. Just
We're good. We're
I was
good.
gonna give you another chance. I really wanted to hear you make the sound effect again. But anyway, we like to start this podcast off with something we call the Nerd Report, where we update each other and you guys on things that we've been doing in the last week, especially if it's anything nerdy. I was busy last week doing video game stuff. And two things I would like to share was I finished Horizon Forbidden West already, or finally I should say. And what I have to say about that is I had to apologize. And thank you very much. And what I want to say is I have to apologize to the game because I know that the last time I spoke a lot on it, I said that it was taking a long time and it was starting to become like a slog. And after finishing the game, I have a few thoughts, and one of them is it tied up the middle boring parts together really well. And I think that there's the action scenes in the end of the game made me believe that Horizon would make a great movie because the action in the end of the game is great, and I just want to say like fuck yeah, like
It escalates for sure.
yeah. There's like some crazy stuff at the end of the game visually. Anyway, besides the hacking, that's lame as it is in every movie and every game that tries to make hacking look cool. So I think that's all I wanted to say about Horizon Forbidden West. It was a cool game. I have to apologize to it. It ended up being great. And then the other thing I would like to share is that I started playing Trek to Yomi for a little bit. I know we were talking about that game for a while when it was first shown during the conference. We covered it. I forgot which one it was. I don't know if it was PlayStation or Nintendo, but one of them saw it. I started playing it because it was on Game Pass. I was like, oh, we were talking about it, and that game is super cinematic. It's like a letterbox screen. It's all in black and white, very stylized. And what the game is really fun in a way that they don't really show when. What was the conference that we saw it on? I can't remember. I think it's important now. Do you guys remember?
Honestly, it was PlayStation.
I think it was one of the PlayStation.
Okay.
State of play ones.
Okay.
Yeah, whatever the last one was.
Yeah. So the reason I wanted to know that because when we watched that state of play and they showed Trek to Yomi, I remember looking at it, thinking it was a really stylized game, and yeah, it is. But I don't think the trailer that they showed us properly demonstrated how fun it is to actually play. It's actually like very timing based, kind of really actiony, right? And you die a lot. It's pretty hard, and so you die a lot, but they bring you back extremely fast, so you're like ready to jump back in. So I love games that are like that, like really hard, and they don't punish you too much for dying. They kind of encourage you to go out there and kind of try a lot. So that's my little review. I've only played about an hour and a half of it, maybe 2 hours, but that's my review of it so far. It's really fun. So based on my 2 hours of playing, I recommend that game. I'm going to continue playing it, and that is the end of my nerd report, I believe. And I'm gonna cut it off right there for me. So let's go to Alvaro next.
Haven't done a whole lot actually. Now that I'm unshackled from Elden Ring, I'm like trying to decide exactly where to go, what direction I want to take. I've I did pick up. Well, I didn't pick up. I got Sifu from GameFly, so I've been
Hmm.
playing that. I literally just beat the second boss, and like you said, Trek to Yomi, like it's a very similar type of game where like as like you, it's pretty much like a kung fu kind of thing. But as you progress, like if you die, you get older, so you're aging as you're playing. And if you reach the age of 80, it's game over and you get started the whole thing over again.
Hmm.
So it's like a roguelike in a way.
I haven't played Sifu, but I forgot I was thinking exactly of that game when I was playing Trek to Yomi, because from what I've seen of Sifu is you're running through like a linear, like kind of linear maps,
Yeah.
and you're just defeating people like one by one, and you get to checkpoints, and
Yeah.
that's how Trek to Yomi feels. Like you're just trying to run through and like perfect your combat to get through, like section by section. But
Yeah,
that's
it's
all.
thing.
Yeah.
I mean, I have a few issues with this game only because like to block a high attack, you have to press down,
Hmm.
and to press a low attack, you press up. It's like to me that doesn't make any sense. But
It's like a flying
Oh, so
game.
And
it's like
it's kind of like
it's
yeah,
unintuitive.
yeah. I don't like that. I don't like that.
Is there an inversion
But
setting in in the
I think
control
I could
settings?
change it. I
I
could
was
change
saying,
it, but
change it then.
I can get used to it. You just gotta play the way they want you to.
That's funny.
Yeah. But so far it's pretty cool. I mean, I'm not very far into it, but hopefully, I mean, I'm about halfway. I think it's only 5 levels, so we'll see. I'm
Oh,
sure it's gonna
really?
get, yeah, I'm sure it's gonna get super like harder later on, but we'll see where it goes. Other than that, I mean, I mean, some of us here went to Brewfest on Saturday, so that was fun. And I caught up on Winning Time. They had their season finale on Sunday. And it was excellent, as the rest of the show is. And other than that, I'm looking forward to Top Gun. That's not for a couple weeks.
Yes.
Kendrick Lamar has a new album on Friday. It's probably a 10 out of 10, like his last stuff. And I probably start Ozark season 4, since that's pretty much over now. Like no one else watches it, so I'm like, well, it's not like I'm gonna get spoiled on it. So there you go.
I haven't kept up with the last probably year of releases, I would think.
I just haven't seen the
But I will.
last batch of episodes that they put out.
I haven't seen any of it.
Because they're on their last season and they broke it up into part 1 and 2. Is
Yeah,
that
it's
what
a
I heard?
two-parter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. And is part 2 out now? Is that what I'm hearing?
Yeah. It's over.
It's all of it's
done.
over.
Ooh,
Yeah.
Okay. I didn't know that. So yeah, I just haven't started the part 1 of this last season still.
Yeah, that's what I need to do.
So
That's it for me.
yeah, I need to watch that too, because I know that's a great show. Yeah, so I feel like I should block off some time for you guys to like let anything out about the Brewfest you guys want to, but do you guys want to push that to after the nerd report, or just
I
get
mean,
it out?
we don't really have to.
Okay.
We've done it. We've done it several times. I don't know if Max wants to.
I was like, there's really nothing to say. Like, we hung out, we had beer, and some of it was good, some of it was not the best, and then that was it.
TLDR,
fun,
TLDR,
Yeah.
they don't remember anything. That's how crazy it was.
I'm kidding.
All
I
right.
woke up in a different state.
Wow.
Well, let's transition right into you then, Max, since you kind of already shared your Brewfest stuff.
Oh, I jumped in when I wasn't supposed to. Saturday was a wash for consuming anything other than alcohol, because it was Brewfest that we went to. Then I've been stuck with work all the other days. The only thing I quickly want to mention, because I think our main topic is going to go kind of lengthy. I watched the movie called The 355, which was a ladies action movie that nobody saw. It's like a team up of ladies. Is Jessica Chastain, Penelope Cruz, Diane Kruger, and Lupita Nyong'o, and I can't remember the fifth lady's name. But they got shat on by critics, and they got shat on by the viewers, and
Wow.
I don't know why. It was an entertaining movie. Not the best movie, but I mean, it brings nothing new to the spy genre, but it had some pretty decent action to it, and I like watching a bunch of ladies kick ass every once in a while. So it was a solid little movie that people didn't give a chance to.
Very true. I remember for the last Fast and the Furious movie, I thought that lady kick-ass scene was probably like the best fighting scene of the whole movie. I remember that.
Yeah, and then I think part of it was social media immediately assumes if you make a movie with women that it's woke, and that they only made it because that's the cool thing to do right now. And I do not agree. I didn't get a chance to see it at the theater because we only had it a couple weeks because nobody went. So I rented it on Prime the
Is
other
it
day.
better or worse than the Charlie's Angels remake?
I liked this one more.
Really?
Yeah, but I did not mind the Charlie's Angels remake either.
I liked it. I liked it a
Yeah,
lot.
I mean this one, it's not going to bring anything
It's
new to the
similar.
genre, but it's a solid movie. It's a nice Saturday afternoon viewing.
Entertaining, right?
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
all you want.
yeah. But
Alright.
that's all I'll give for this week.
All right. I have to admit, I never even heard of that movie, so bad on their marketing team or whatever. So.
Well, yeah, it was supposed to come out, and then it was a victim of COVID,
Oh really?
and it got delayed like a whole year. And then they ended up throwing it out in January, which is like if your movie comes out in January, then the studio's just telling you that it's garbage.
Like, let's get this one out of the way, and then
Like,
the rest of the year, all the Oscar stuff can come
Yeah,
out
we
in
we have to
theaters.
release it at some point and just put it out in January so we can get it out of the studio.
I like how we're like pulling back the curtains. We're letting our viewers know like how the movie schedule works because we've been in the industry. We know like when the shitty movies come out.
Yeah, but yeah, give it a shot. If you stumble on it on TV or something, give it a go.
All right, and let's move to Justin. How about you next?
Well, sorry, I did also go to Brewfest. I didn't play too many video games. Just kind of wow. My farm, you should just call it GameStop because it's like stonks right now. Like just things are business is booming. But
Stonks.
but
hate
other
this
than that,
podcast.
like I didn't really do much this week. I was playing Hearthstone again with the cards because when you play card games, you hate your life, and because why not?
That's not
And
true.
that's hey, I love card games, dude. But the thing about card games is they're so pay to win. Is like if you don't pay, that you can't win. So like, unless they're like, you know what I'm saying? Unless you just have every card for free, it's just impossible to just be like super good.
They
So
gotta,
This is all card games,
they gotta
not just
keep their
digital ones.
yeah,
Yeah.
I know.
Gotta keep
Yeah.
their economy booming. I mean,
Yeah.
Magic wouldn't have like made any money if they just like brought out one pack. And yes, I played
gonna-
Magic.
It would have
I
been a
like to
bold
play
strategy.
the TCGs that are like actual physical purchase games because you can play the game and unlock the cards and you kind of get the full experience, but you don't have to shell out like $100 every time there's a new meta, new cards coming out.
It's like if Pokemon stopped making Pokemon and just gave you red, blue, and yellow, and that was it. They were good games, but they had to make more Pokemon to make more money, right?
They could have made other games.
Tell me
business too.
Tell me it's the same thing.
It's not.
It's the same thing. It's
The
not.
Those cards,
It's not
they're
pay to
coming
win
out
though.
with
It's
new
like
cards every like 3 months though. It's less of a standalone game and it's like a constant drip of DLC. That's probably a better.
Are we talking about digital cards still or real cards now?
All trading card games.
Oh, all
Any
trading card
types
games.
of cards.
Like I was like one of the like everybody played like Yu-Gi-Oh, right? Like in high school, like it was like all the rage, and then you start to get to these crazy cards where you can just have an infinite loop, and then the opponent can never have a turn, and then you're like, well, this is stupid. Like I don't want to play anymore. So
Yeah,
like,
you start some of the shit that I seen at MJC with these Yu-Gi-Oh decks were bonkers, and even then now, like they have to try and create new gimmicks to keep it relevant, and so it just
Yeah.
power
But-
creep, you know.
It's not just to keep it relevant too, though. It's also to like make new cards that counter overpowered. It's basically like changing the meta, right? It's like the same as a game, like
Well, I don't
rebalancing
know
characters
about-
to.
Hearthstone, but I mean, like physical card games, they usually just ban old broken cards.
so like
The ones they don't want to patch over, you know what I mean?
Yeah, Damn.
So like Hearthstone, pretty much they do
They
like
just remove cards.
yeah, they remove cards from certain seasons. So like they it sometimes you can use them and sometimes you can't. So they're just constantly trying to keep the meta fresh, which is good. But sometimes like right now the recent expansion is just kind of broken. There's like one class just like overtakes everything. But yeah, that's all I've really been playing this week is like Max said, Saturday was kind of a wash because all we really did was get drunk and then babysit and then eat. So
Sounds like
I
a
mean,
good day.
it
Well,
was a fun day.
I mean,
We just didn't consume any content.
There was no babies in that babysitting.
I mean, you're not wrong.
no babies, like physical babies, or
Like physical babies.
okay. All
I'm
right.
saying I'm not pinning it on my baby.
Everyone's a baby to me.
All right. Let's how about
Maybe adult babies.
all right, we can move on to you then, Jonathan. Let's keep this nerd report. Close out the nerd report for us.
I didn't do that much, honestly. My Saturday was doing chores, trying to get this house, not this house because I'm at my parents' house, but my house livable. I was stripping linoleum tile for about 8 hours.
Damn.
Fun.
Yeah, it sucked, but it looks a lot better. Got security cams up today. As for media consumption, caught up on my animes.
YouTube videos
Ones that
on
I've-
how to strip linoleum.
Was that?
YouTube videos on how to strip linoleum.
No, we just figured it out. It took us like we were only supposed to rent the machine for 4 hours, and then when we were halfway through the 4 hours, we only had half one room. We're like, yeah, it's gonna be a day. So
let's
I
just
paid
rug
for the
off.
day.
Let's just rug off this half of the room right here. That looks good to me.
it sucked, and my hands were hurting for 3 days. Like they just finally stopped hurting. Like the palms of my hands, they were beet red, like redder than Wakanda knuckles right there.
Whoa.
what? What?
We know.
That's pink.
That's red.
Oh.
We
That
we
was
know.
her HDR.
Am I colorblind? It looks pink to me.
Oh, I thought you meant something else by Wakanda Knuckle. So I am not.
No. The picture that's on this screen right here.
You meant
Um,
Uganda Knuckles.
George, draw us a picture of what you thought
No,
it was.
you meant Uganda Knuckles.
Yeah.
You said
You said
Wakanda.
Wakanda, right?
You
Did I
said
say
Wakanda. Yeah.
you said
The
Wakanda.
hell?
Oh shoot, my bad. I meant
Yeah.
you got
I
I was
thought
gonna
you,
let it slide.
Yeah.
I was gonna let
slip
it
of the
slide.
tongue. Yeah, Uganda knuckles. Knuckles right there.
I thought you meant like
The
the.
Tucker guy.
I thought you meant like the
Uh,
Gorilla Clan from Wakanda in Black Panther or something. Ibombe.
I caught up on my weekly updating anime that I've mentioned before. The only one that I'll mention is one that I started with my wife. Anthony's not here because he's probably heard of it, but there's an anime I started watching. There's a second season called Restaurant to Another World, which is essentially it's a restaurant that exists, say, in our world, and then once a week on Saturday, there's the door entry to the restaurant becomes a dimensional way for a medieval type world, like you'd see in most
Like orcs,
sword type stuff,
orcs and
like
elves.
a World of Warcraft or Lord of the Rings type setting. And each episode is just it's split up into two, and it's a new customer discovering the door, because the doors aren't just affixed in a single place. They pop up randomly throughout the world in hidden spots. So generally it's the character discovering the door, and they find the restaurant, and then each person becomes like, they find the thing, they're like, oh yeah, this is the special. And it's kind of like Food Wars, where it's like it's food porn but without like the fan service, where it's really just focusing on like making the food look good,
Hmm.
And so yeah, each customer, it's just different food for each customer. So yeah, it's good. It's a light anime.
That's good because that was my big issue with Food Wars was the fan service. Like I was like,
Yeah, I mean it's really good, but
if
it's
only
kind of
this,
hard to recommend
yeah.
to normies. You know,
I was like, if only this anime could be more
tone it
food
down.
and less skin.
Yeah,
That's exactly what goes through my head when I was watching
yeah,
Food Wars.
yeah. Definitely. I mean, you could give it a shot on Crunchyroll. It's 24 episodes for both seasons, so you could probably watch it pretty quickly. Um, it's just kind of like a light fluff anime, not like when you're feeling chill. And then I had taken a break off Hank Hill and King of the Hill for a while, and so I kind of came back and I watched I think another season or close to another season. I'm like in the middle of season 4 right now. And I watched since we're not going to talk about it, the indie showcase. It's pretty cool. Lots of little good games there. I actually ended up buying one that dropped today called Soundfall, which is a rhythm.
I want to check that one out. It
It's
sounds like it's something I would enjoy.
I played the first two, the tutorial level and the second level, and it's pretty good. It has good music.
Explain the game to our viewers. Is it, or our listeners? Is it like a rhythm game? Because it sounds like it would be in the realm of a rhythm game. At least.
It's I don't know if you've heard of this other game. It's the best that It's actually a similar type of game. Where is it? Not Moonlighter. That one's a good game too, though. Oh, Crypt of the Necrodancer.
Haven't heard of it.
So, I think that is the first case of that style of gameplay. But essentially, every Crypt of the Necrodancer is actually more rigid, where every movement you make is to the beat of the music of the level, and every attack you have to hit on the beat of the music. This one's a little bit more freeform and styled, where you're not exactly frozen to not move. If you miss the beat, you can move freely, whereas Crypt of the Necrodancer is you have to plan every move and attack you make, because if you move wrong and you have to move to the beat, then the enemy will get you, because they're also, all the enemies are moving to the beat. This one, you just basically, there's a beat bar, boom, boom, and you're attacking. And then each level is a different song, and you can get gear, and
so is it
there's different medals like for completing if you complete the level without missing a beat or breaking a combo, beating the level before the song loops, because each song is like the first level. The song is like a little bit under 4 minutes. The level will keep going, the song will play, but you get a medal and experience for beating it in the time before the song loops.
So I heard you say you can collect gear. So is it fair to say that it would be like a rhythm game / RPG?
Yeah, it's an action RPG rhythm game. The combat's rhythm based, but it's a combi. You level up, you get gear, like kind of like an eluder shooter. Probably not as plentiful, but items drop. They have different stats, and you just put in the best one and you can get armor. I've only played 2 levels, so I can't really expand on more than that. There's different modes. There's a free play. Oh, and 4-player on-screen co-op.
That's huge, because games don't do that very often anymore.
Yeah.
So.
And then I watched Doctor Strange.
That turns it into a party game.
Oh, that would be a party game, huh?
I think the co-op turns it into a party game.
That sounds like something I would totally play, like at a party, especially if it's like you could just do it in like 4-minute intervals. That sounds decent.
Yeah, because I remember it said there was multiplayer, but if you go, you can. If you have multiple controllers, then you can can do all on screen or online.
What was the name of this game again?
It's called Soundfall, and it just dropped today. Well, by the time this launches airs, it will be Friday, so Wednesday, 2 days prior.
If only it came on Game Pass. Sag.
There's a bunch of missions too. Like,
Wait, how much?
Game Pass, huh?
How
It's been
much?
a while, George.
How much is the game actually?
It's $30.
30? Okay.
I think if you buy it now, it's a little bit cheaper because they're doing like a launch day discount. So I think I got it for 25, which is still pretty good.
Yeah, Steam has the 15% off right now
Sick.
until the 18th, and it is $25.49.
Not only do we talk
Sounds
about
about
news,
right.
we talk about deals.
Yeah, them deals.
It's been a while since we talked about games on this gaming podcast. You know.
There
what I mean?
there was another game that was in the indie showcase that I know for at least Alvaro might like. It's called Another Crab's Treasure, and
I didn't
it's a
see that one.
It's a Souls-like game, but you're a crab.
Crab battle.
Yeah, you're a crab in the ocean, and I mean the game is just like a Souls game.
Yeah, that game's going
if you-
places. I can just by the description that you've already said, that game's going places. The crab a crab Souls game.
it's yeah. If you take the game mechanics, but you put it in a less serious, like wacky environment, because it's a very stylized. It looks cool, like it looks fun, and they wanted to make a Souls game but have it like accessible. So it might probably be easier, but I know like he's like, oh, what if we made it so if you didn't have your shell, you get one shot. So I think the difficulty is there because you can change your shell, like different armor. Like you start out with a tin can. It looks like.
It's like half the team wanted to make a crab simulator and half the team wanted to make a Souls-like game.
Well, I think the name of the studio is Aggro Crab. So they're into crabs.
Who is it?
As they should be.
Yeah.
Who is it?
Crabs must be very in this year, man.
Yeah.
There was some cool stuff in the indie showcase. You don't have to watch the whole thing. Nintendo's already dropped all the trailers that were for all the games that were announced, so you can just scroll over and look at individual stuff.
What was missing though?
Oh, from the
I know
from the
people
indie
tend to
showcase?
have like expectations for these things. So I don't know. Do you think there's anything else?
People wanted the next Hollow Knight game.
Silk Song.
Oh, yeah.
That's what people wanted, and I think at this point, I don't think that's an indie showcase game. I think that's
No, it's too big.
that's
It's a
a game
Summer
that's,
Games thing.
yeah,
It's a
it's
Jeff
big
Keighley
enough.
show.
It's an
Oh,
indie
that's okay.
studio. It's big enough where I think if it was dropped in a regular direct, people would be hyped. So, but every time there's an indie showcase, they're like, Hollow Knight, Silk Song.
Yeah,
Info?
exactly.
They're hungry. They just want a crumb. There's nothing. There's nothing.
Did you guys
Well, it's not good getting a Zelda or Mario anytime soon. Gotta get something.
Damn.
Yeah.
And
Well, we got-
Nintendo's
yeah,
freaking
Zelda's
out. Like we already released a Mario and Link game too recently. Like, what are we gonna do? That's what Nintendo's thinking.
Play Kirby.
Yeah, I know.
It's a good
I
game.
mean, I think everyone bought it apparently.
Nintendo's like we already have a current gen Zelda, Mario, and a Kirby and a Metroid. Like, we ran out of IPs for
Yeah,
this
that's true. That's
generation.
true. Like,
For
they
this
actually
generation.
use their stuff. All they need is F-Zero.
I know.
It did
Yeah,
really well.
they're just gonna have to make a whole new system now.
I know. They're like,
Next
quick, make
gen.
an HD Switch. Quick, do it, finish it.
I just remembered because we were talking about like the sales numbers and stuff, but there was a little news blip on Stardew Valley, and it sold 20 million copies
Total.
total across all platforms. Which is
Stonks.
pretty good
I don't.
for
Yeah, it's a good game.
small developer. Yep.
It's a good game that I think is in a genre that people were missing for a while. For me personally, you know what I mean? Because that genre was like
Yeah.
already established by Harvest Moon. I loved Harvest Moon, But
Harvest Moon isn't what it used to be, though. Honestly,
right,
like
right,
that's where it came, is because there was those games, because I have a lot of them on my 3DS, and I think I have one on my Wii. I don't have any game for the Wii U, but for the PS3, for other consoles like PS3, PS4, and Xbox, those games definitely were missing. The handhelds for Nintendo did have them, but if this is the thing that I have to kind of explain, because I don't know a lot of people that know, or hardcore fans know, but Harvest Moon isn't the main game anymore. Like, the original developer, which is Marvelous. The original developer is Marvelous. They started Xseed. That's their localization company. And Natsume was the original localization for America, but they own the rights to the name Harvest Moon, because it's not called Harvest Moon in Japan. It's like Boku no something. So I think around the DS, or probably the 3DS, like the end of the DS, beginning of 3DS, they switched to Story of Seasons. So if you like Harvest Moon, you want to get Story of Seasons, because that is the direct line of the game.
That's like the successor, right?
Yes. Yeah. Well, even then, like Harvest Moon: Friends of Mineral Town for the Game Boy Advance. I don't know. Have you played that? Have you heard of it? They remade that.
I think
story.
I did play that one. Yeah.
They remade it for the Switch. It's Story of Season: Friends of Mineral Town.
Oh, okay.
And it's a 1-for-1 remake on that one. So, and Harvest Moon, it's just Natsume's doing their own thing, and it's not good. So.
Well, I haven't played it, so I can't say for myself, but I have heard similar reactions to that game.
It's just like they know what to do, but they're not putting any budget into it. So they're just pumping out these really cheap, like very low quality visual games, and like the mechanics are there, but it's not, like, it's kind of clunky. It's not refined like the Story of Seasons games. They're just trying to keep the brand alive at this point, because they can make money off of it, because the average person doesn't know the difference.
Yeah. Well, I hate to cut it off, but we should.
Yeah, I kind of went on a tangent, but
no,
Doctor Strange.
I love that. I love that. That game too. But anyway, yeah. So, audience listening at home, this is a very another rare occasion where I think everyone here has actually watched the same thing, and we can talk about it. So, and the thing we all watched over the weekend was the trailer for Avatar: Way of Water.
Actually did not see that, because
wow.
I was
okay.
I want to see it. Well, I don't know if I want to see it, because
that was a joke, of course.
I don't need to. I want to see it. I don't need to see it. I want to see it.
Alvaro doesn't even like Avatar, and he's telling you to watch it.
That was a joke, of course. It was the trailer.
Glasses and watch
We're
it.
talking about it now.
Yeah, that was a trailer in front of Doctor Strange, and we all watched it. I don't want to speak for everyone, but I liked it a decent amount, and I think I'm usually the first one to talk about topics when I bring them up, so I want to give one of you guys a chance to spearhead the conversation and set the tone for how we're going to speak of Doctor Strange. So who wants to jump in?
Did you watch it in 3D though?
I did not. I watched it in.
I watched it in IMAX.
The Avatar trailer.
I saw it.
Yeah, I watched it in IMAX.
See,
I've heard it's good video. Like
I wanted to see it, and because I was coming all the way from Oroville up north by Chico. Yeah. I missed like the first 3 minutes of the movie.
Since we're talking about the trailer,
crucial 3 minutes.
Since we're talking about the trailer, that trailer was very like not very dialogue-y, not very talky. It was very just visual. So now that I think about it, if I would have seen it in 3D, it probably would have hit a little different. So that's kind of that's something, But I mean, I'm interested already. I just like the first movie, and I'm Like they're just showing stuff on the new one, so I'm happy. That's all I have to say about it.
I like
And
Oh hey,
we
Yeah.
have Anthony with us.
a sixth opinion on the Avatar trailer.
Yeah.
Wow.
Anthony
And
just
he
like
looks
showing up
amazing.
from the shadow.
And he's wearing his 3D glasses.
with his, his 3D
I'm
glasses.
prepared.
All right.
He wears his sunglasses at night.
Yeah. So we have Anthony with us, and to catch Anthony up, yeah, we just barely started talking about Doctor Strange and Avatar: The Way of Water trailer. So we haven't started yet. So I mean, if you want to like set the tone for the conversation, you may do that.
Oh, leaving it up to me.
You may do
Well,
that. Did you wait?
I'm-
First of all, did you watch Doctor Strange?
Anthony,
I
your
did.
audio is a little low.
Is it? Is that better?
It's broken.
Okay.
I was Team Wanda the whole time.
Team Wanda.
Wow. Wow.
This is going to be a fun discussion.
Yep.
Yeah.
He also
Um,
thought Zapko was the Karate Kid.
I won't say Team Wanda, but I have a similar take on that though. But yeah,
Didn't
who-
like
who else wants
the
to go?
British Captain America.
Oh,
What?
Oh my God. Get out of
No.
here.
Her name's Captain Britain in the comics, right? Is that
Yeah.
No.
Whatever.
Captain
First
Carter.
Avenger.
Captain
she
Britain?
could-
Carter.
She can do this all day.
Yeah. Well, she got
Yeah.
cut in half, so who cares?
Damn,
Whoa.
they didn't show that. We don't know that. Okay,
No,
it's a Disney
That's its
movie.
own full spoilers.
We don't know that. Oh yeah. Oh, we should probably say that this is going to be a spoiler episode.
Yeah, I'm gonna have
A
to.
little too late on
I'm gonna
that.
have to
Nice,
cut that
nice,
piece
nice
of.
to. Yeah,
Yeah,
you have to like
Cut already.
replace that.
I'll put that. I'll try to find something to put in the front that says we're talking spoilers.
Okay. Yeah. So yeah, for
You
the
just need to
audio.
have, like a little frame that you can stick in there and be like, "Caution, spoilers ahead."
Yeah, we'll have Siri say like spoilers ahead. But anyway, yeah, this is going to be a spoiler episode. We are talking about Doctor Strange. So for those of you at home that haven't seen Doctor Strange, we will see you at least until next time, or when you watch Doctor Strange. It's probably being a great episode
Don't
to come
watch
back
it
to.
if you haven't watched it yet, because we're gonna
Yeah.
spoil the hell out
Yes,
of it.
that's
Come
all we're
back
gonna
to
say,
that
and we can
after.
continue. Yeah. So anyway, yes. So I mean, I heard Team Wanda so far. Captain Britain, I think her superhero name is.
The wannabe Captain America. And, the
Yeah.
reason that, and
was
everyone
it-
that knows me knows why I don't like her.
It was implied that she was.
Captain
Cut in
America.
half.
And who's my
Cut-
favorite hero?
cut
Captain
in half.
America. So they can. That one.
Okay. That's a
Is Captain
fair
Britain
reason, I guess.
just a different character though?
Huh?
In that universe, it's supposed to be the first Avenger. Blah blah blah.
It
blah,
is.
blah,
Yeah,
blah.
yeah, yeah.
Captain Carter. Wasn't her name Captain Carter?
No, I know, but Captain Britain is actually a person or character.
I don't think that's said in the movies, but I think that's
I did
Like,
love when
her comic name.
he what's it called, was dreamwalking into his own body,
Hmm.
and he started
Oh.
using the spirits and shit against Wanda. That was pretty epic.
That was actually
No, the Zombie Strange.
cool. Yeah.
That the Zombie Strange was epic. I did not expect that. And he looked at what was her name, Christine. He's like, "Who said I had to be alive?"
Oh,
Wow.
yeah, huh.
Oh, I thought Benedict Cumberbatch joined us for a second there.
Ah! But no, that was good. And then I don't know. I actually thought it was pretty good overall. I was a little confused on the second end credits.
Yeah, it was whatever. I could have gone
You
with
should've.
that one.
It was just supposed to be
What's
funny.
confused
I
about?
did laugh though. I thought it was pretty funny.
It was
I
just
could have
supposed
gone
to
with
be
that
funny.
one. It's just that's supposed to be like a reference to the Evil Dead
Evil Dead.
characters.
Yeah,
Okay.
Basically.
Right. Yeah, because I haven't seen those
'Cause
movies, but
he does that same face.
okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I will say
I did
the-
like the first end credits. I was like, it was a little cheesy, the lines, but
Well,
yeah.
that's his wife.
There's a little issue that I had with the first end credit,
know
but
that,
Sarah. That's
a
her
tiny
name, right?
tiny issue.
Isn't it Clea?
Oh, yeah.
it's Clea.
Leah.
So I did like the other cameo that I didn't know about. I like that I was surprised by the cameo of
all the cameos.
I don't
They
who's
were all
all
good.
the cameos. I'm specifically talking about Mr. Fantastic. How
All
he was
the
Mr.
part of the
whole
Illuminati.
the whole Illuminati thing.
I thought that was hilarious.
Yeah,
As soon as they
but we
said
already-
it,
We already
I was
knew
like,
about
And
it.
this is kind of a conversation that I had, or people watch the most recent trailer, and it kind of like spoils some of that scene. I was like, I didn't know that Patrick Stewart was in that movie, and I
What?
didn't know
Really?
Peggy Carter.
He is,
no,
yeah.
no,
Professor X.
I didn't know because I didn't watch the trailer.
Okay. Well, I mean, because you didn't
so
watch the
that
trailer,
scene,
though.
I didn't know
That scene
either.
was more impactful because I didn't know Peggy Carter was in it. I didn't know Captain Carter was in it. Obviously, didn't know. Nobody knew that.
I mean,
Mr.
if you didn't watch the
Fantastic was
trailers,
gonna
then
be in
you if you didn't watch the trailers, then you might not have even known that Scarlet
Strange
Witch
was
was
in
in
it.
it. Yeah, well, I mean, Doctor Strange is the title, but like Wanda, you wouldn't have known that she was in it.
No,
either.
because there was two
Wanda a
trailers.
cameo to you?
There was 2 trailers. There was the first trailer, and that showed the battle scene at the very beginning against the tentacle monster, who.
I thought that was well animated. I love the animation on
But
that.
that was cool.
Yeah.
Beholder?
The tentacle
mean
monster
Shimagora?
that is from Marvel vs. Capcom.
But not
who's,
Shumagora.
yeah.
For legal reasons.
I was kind of sad that he just ended up being like a one-off demon, but
Mhm.
I mean, it was cool. That whole scene was
Okay.
cool.
Well, yeah. So far about the movie, we haven't really talked about why we liked it or disliked it. We just talked.
Yeah,
We're just talking
Wong
about like
should've died.
yeah,
Wong
we're
should've
just-
died.
we're just talking about like scenes in the
What?
movie right now.
He should have died.
Who should've
Why?
died?
Wong.
But it's
Why?
customary.
Why?
It's
That's
He
random.
should have died. What do you mean it's
Why
random?
shouldn't you?
He
he
landed.
got blown off the cliff?
He fell hella far. Smacked. Like that should have killed him. Should have killed him. No. Did it?
Nah.
No.
He's
But
like
of course,
a,
because he had to be there to play a pivotal thing at the very end.
because
he's
he had to be there to make a difference in the movie.
He did. If he wasn't for him, they would have been dead.
but it's customary to bow.
Okay. Okay.
I enjoyed it. I enjoyed the movie, and I think that not knowing.
What did you enjoy about the movie? Let's start actually getting into how we like the movie because we were just talking about scenes right now.
Well, I mean,
I like
was
it
just-
overall.
It was really enjoyable. It was fun. It had some cool stuff. The battles were good. My only real criticism is I wish they had universe hopped more. Like I wish we had seen more universes than just one and a funky trip out scene. But I understand where time is a
I
thing.
thought that one fight was pretty good.
It actually didn't feel as
Oh
long.
no, I just they were in theirs, and then they went through a filter, and then they ended up in the Illuminati, universe, which I think they gave a number, but I don't remember it.
So,
641 or some
I
shit
think-
like that. 621.
I think that would have taken away from the story because I also think that so I mean we've watched, I mean this is like the year of multiverse or something like that, right? Because like we watched Everything Everywhere All at Once, which was a great multiverse movie in my opinion. We watched Spider-Man, which included the multiverse like just enough so like it can like bring others to you, and to me I think that like I understand that like the subject of this movie was about like he had to go through the multiverse, but other than that I felt like the multiverse hopping was like it's starting to get like a little old to me in my opinion. So that's not my favorite part, but like I mean it's part of the movie and it didn't like ruin the movie at all for me. I just like I'm just thinking it was enough. Like I don't need any more. I probably could have done with a little bit less.
Quick
that's just my
question,
opinion.
just a little off topic, but was anyone else weirded by Strange's third eye?
Yeah.
No, it's in the
just
comics.
Well,
did-
I understand it's in the comics,
It was
but
on
in
the
the movie it just
borderline of
looked so
Uncanny
weird.
Valley. It was on the borderline of Uncanny Valley.
It just looked it made it look creepy.
That's the point.
Supposed to.
Like it didn't seem natural.
That's what happens when
wasn't.
you use the
It's
book.
not.
It
It's
definitely got that point.
If that was the point, they slam dunked that shit. Oh,
Yeah, it was weird.
That was
Okay.
the drawback of using the book.
that
Well,
he got
I
a third
can-
eye. I mean, you want to see my
He
third
was-
eye?
He got a little corrupted. You know how that is, Anthony. Just a little
Well,
corruption.
Yeah, it is.
I can speak on why I actually like the movie. I like the movie. Like it wasn't the best story in like any of the Marvel movies, but I appreciated a whole lot how different it was, on how I really loved that it felt like a horror movie. I mean, I think we talked before about how Sam Raimi was directing this, and I was like super interested in seeing what Sam Raimi would do to it. it did not disappoint, especially that scene where like Wanda was popping in and out of those reflections. I thought that was amazing. Like the tone of like those scenes were incredible. Even when it didn't make sense at times, like when Wanda was like limping through like the tunnel, like chasing them. Yeah, it looked creepy. That's exactly what you would do in like a horror movie, except the fact that like Wanda could fly. So I don't know why she's limping through the through the tunnel.
Well, she was tired.
I don't believe that. But anyway, so yeah,
She
that's
stepped on glass. Give her a break, all right?
so float. So don't step
And
on your.
she just went. She just destroyed the
That was-
Count, the Illuminati
that was-
herself.
Did
I
they
also
say she's in a dreamwalk state? She can't like fully control. Like it's not 100% or
I
something.
mean, she
That's
destroyed
just-
half of those people, man. I
that's
would
like
think she would have her
speculation, though,
power.
Yeah,
Yeah,
she used
I
her
don't know.
powers to kill everyone.
I like how she
Maybe that
freaking
was a drawback that she
yeah,
can't.
she
I mean, she did
murked
fly though.
yeah she murked the
Wait.
Illuminati. I loved
Holy
how
shit,
I
dude.
I
Oh,
loved
that-
how she did all of them.
What was that dude that blew his brain out? That was awesome.
Black Bolt.
That I know that was incredible. I loved every one of their death scenes. Like every one of them seemed like slow and not just quick, except for like the Captain Britain one. I guess he can't do Captain America
No,
version
but even
that
then
dirty.
it was
I
It was
feel bad
pretty-
for
it was
Miss
violent.
Fantastic.
Yeah, and I like how they got away with making her all bloody, and I don't think it was supposed to be like really blood. I think they got away with doing that as a Disney movie because I think they're trying to say that most of that was like oil or like transmission fluid or something from the Ultron units that she freaking destroyed, you know. So basically, that's why I like the movie. The story wasn't great, but I would argue also that this was, even though this was Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness, I would say that this movie was more about the Scarlet Witch and Wanda. Actually, I would say that she was the subject of this movie more than Doctor Strange was, even though Doctor Strange is the main character.
It pretty much just took off where WandaVision kind of ended, right?
it was kind of 50-50.
Think so. You know what? I remember them at the end of WandaVision. I think it was the director or the producer or something said that at the end of it, Doctor Strange was going to pop in, but they didn't want to take away from Wanda's story. So I wonder if
Yeah.
that scene in the orchard was actually cut or if there was like something totally different that we didn't see. But that's basically like the gist of like why I like the movie, and I don't know if I can elaborate on that too much more. That's pretty much all my thoughts. How about Max and Alvaro? I know you guys have a lot of thoughts about the movie. I know you're patiently waiting for us to spill our
Look at Max
thoughts
over
first.
there. He's just like, he's like, oh.
I would say I liked say 65 to 70% of the movie.
Okay.
I don't like to use the word hate, so I won't. I'll just say that I strongly disliked almost everything that they did with Wanda in that
What?
movie.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Why?
Because it just felt like I was watching WandaVision all over again. Just a slightly more aggressive version.
Okay.
I can give you
And
Yeah.
that really bored me after a while. And then I had to remember back to WandaVision to remember that her kids were never real in the first place, which made it even seem more pointless to me.
They
That
were
she would
real
be willing
to
to.
her.
Yeah, but
that's all
the
that
equi-
matters.
But that's the equivalent to me, like thinking I have a kid and then I stab 3 of you.
You shoot
like,
jabroni.
Just because I believe it doesn't mean that it's true or it's the right thing to do. And she was
But
like,
I mean, that's why she went to another universe, right? Because in the other universes, they were real.
That dream walking.
That was the
Were
point.
they?
That she was.
Didn't they
There's
say in
infinite amount of
WandaVision?
universes. Every universe is different. She's gonna find one where her children are real.
that's true, and I do like that they did offer the question in the movie, because I was asking it as well, as like, what's going to happen to their actual mother wherever you go?
Mhm.
And I think that's incredibly douchey and selfish to like either take over someone else's body because you want children or to murder that parent because you want children. And I didn't, if you watch WandaVision and this, I don't like how it goes because she actually came off as apologizing for what she did at the end of WandaVision.
Okay,
And then
that's fair.
I think it's incredibly lazy just to say it's the book, and then you have to accept the rest.
But we knew it was the book.
No, but
She used the book at the end of WandaVision to try and find her family. Like it was there. Like they set it up. Like, and she wasn't corrupted. She knew what she was doing. That was her decision. She didn't care.
No, but
she wanted her family.
But at the end of WandaVision, like you can hear her kids crying for help. So I would understand wanting to go to those kids to help them, but instead she goes to the kids that have a happy life and is willing to murder the mother.
It's herself. She's
murder the mother and be stronger, like Jet Li in the one.
You could think you could think of it as like not murder. It's not really murdering someone else. It's like just murdering yourself. I guess I don't know. I don't know if that's any different, but I mean that's.
It would have been murder though, because she wanted the power, so she can physically be there completely, not just inhabiting.
Because like the way I took this, if you watched WandaVision and this movie, I would compare it to like Star Wars. If you watched Episode 2 and Anakin had a hint of going to the dark side, and then at the start of Episode 3, he's already Darth Vader and murdering everyone. There was to me there was no build up to her becoming a villain. Like she just kind of
was. Kevin's immediately. She says the one sentence and it all of a sudden.
Well, in WandaVision, she was the villain technically.
Well, if you consider that at the end of WandaVision, though, she was already like looking through that Darkhold book, though. I guess you can. I mean, I can't really argue with what you're saying, Max. That saying it's just like lazy writing. But I mean, if you just like blindly believe that, then like she was already on her way of being corrupt. At the end of WandaVision, after she was apologizing, because after she apologized, and that was like the end credit of like
she
the last
apologized
episode,
for taking over the town.
Yeah, and then once that's over, she reads a book, and then she's killing everyone.
That's all she did was apologize for the town, right? She didn't. The book was a means to finding her family, like, and she wasn't going to be apologetic about wanting to be with her family.
And I fully.
She was never apologetic about that part.
And I fully expected White Vision to pop up at the end of this to tell her knock it off.
That's another like thing I was kind of wondering, like watching this movie, like if this is an alternate version or realities, like where is Vision in all this, right? And then I was kind of talking. I think I was talking to Alexis about it, and she kind of brought that up. And I'm like, well, maybe in those alternate realities that he didn't get the Mind Stone, but if he didn't get the Mind Stone, would she actually have kids? If that makes any sense? Yeah. That's just a thought that I had.
In the Illuminati version, they had Ultrons, so
yeah, like
there's a possibility he never existed in that universe because Vision was a byproduct.
Oh, very true, very true.
This movie was the first time that I've watched an MCU movie and felt that they rushed through stuff that they should have shown.
I mean, she really didn't need Vision to make her kids though. Like it's not like she actually got pregnant. She created them herself. So.
Well, she created them because she was with him though. Because
but circumstances would just change that. Maybe she just wanted kids and she never was able to get them because of how she is.
Also, at the end of WandaVision, like the Vision she created is like, you got like Vision was her conscience in WandaVision. He never existed. I mean, the white one did, but
that's the one I'm talking
he's gonna
about.
Be in the middle of the ocean, like soul searching or something. I'm sure will like pop up in the next Avengers movie, but like I think that's probably why they didn't show Vision, because she already knew, like, Vision, if he was here, he would be trying to stop me, right? Because he is already trying to stop her when he didn't even exist in the first place.
And then there was a serious moment where I started laughing in the theater, and I felt bad because I feel like I ruined an emotional moment for a lot of people. At the end, when she has scared the children, and then she tells them, "Oh, I would never hurt anyone," and I started laughing because I was like, "Woman, you've been murdering people for an hour and a half."
Exactly. Yeah.
I like that how part confusing. I was like, I don't want to hurt anybody. I would never kill anybody.
I like how that America Chavez basically he's talking no jutsu on Wanda and won the fight, just like in Naruto. Yeah.
She was cool though. I mean, she was kind of just a MacGuffin, but
that's what I hated about it. Like she was not even a character. She's just there because
she didn't even win the fight.
Yeah.
No, because I think the point was Wanda is the most powerful. And
I also, this is probably my hot take, but I also hated all the cameos.
Oh, really?
What?
Yes.
Get out of here.
I
You're-
can't get
you're
on board with
banned.
that one, but
I don't like cameos for cameo's sake.
Yeah.
Like I didn't mind the Spider-Man one because like in the grand scheme of things, like they progressed our Peter as a character. Like they
Mhm.
told him about their experiences, which helped him mature as the person that he was. This one, they brought everyone in to kill them, and nerds can clap when they saw their faces.
I remember thinking that this was kind of like how Star Wars, like everyone wants to be like they can just like fit all the major actors into like a clone trooper suit just to be like just to say that they were
That was
part
in
of
Star
like the
Wars.
Star Wars.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So that's what I was thinking. I was like, man, does that mean that John Krasinski's not going to be in the MCU again? Because he
Well,
already played a character now.
I mean, they're gonna bring back the Fantastic Four, and it's not like it's a role that he would necessarily age out of,
Mhm.
because he doesn't have to be super fit.
That's
And Mr. Fantastic is on the older side, anyway.
that's what I kind of liked about this, right? So like they introduced the cameos to kind of expand the universe, right? So where they could bring more movies. I mean, we've already had two Fantastic Four movies, and they were phenomenal, obviously, right? So,
there's been 3 movies, sir.
I mean, okay, but
Oh yeah,
Don't forget the
huh?
Silver Surfer.
I totally forgot about.
everybody forgets about the Silver Surfer and the
They
newer
were so
day-
good. They were so good.
Yeah,
Silver
but
Surfer actually, as a character, wasn't bad. Like they did a pretty good job on him. It was the rest of the movie that wasn't.
I mean, they could have did more work with Galactus, but
It was the
Or not.
Jessica Alba curse.
yeah.
Yeah, that's
She
all I
can
felt.
curse me any day.
But yeah, I felt that those cameos were just there for nerds to recognize people, and then they just kill them, and nothing happens because of it.
What were you?
It was
saying,
cool though.
Justin,
That
what are
doesn't
you
mean
saying?
it's good. Sorry, Justin, I didn't mean to.
No, I was just saying that they kind of opened it up for like to be able to make more movies, right? Like if they wanted to make a new Fantastic Four, or if they wanted to do like a Captain Carter. But I mean, I guess this, they could continue it. Which, like watching this movie, like all I did was think about the What If cartoon and how much better the cartoon is. Even though I did like the movie, like I just, like the What If cartoon was just it had a better story, obviously, but I did like this movie, but
I
I
slightly.
think the only really useless one though was the Captain Marvel. Was it Monica Rambeau?
Yeah.
I mean, they can do something with each of the other characters they introduced, right? I doubt that they're going to do anything with Black Bolt. Though it was cool
I
to
was
see him.
gonna say they already did. It was called the Inhuman.
They tried. Well, they could reboot Inhumans again. Like
That shit
almost
was
no one
horrible.
knows that the TV show exists.
That shit was awful.
I think if they did if they used that the actor. I mean, he didn't say anything obviously because that's Black
Oh, he
Bolt's
did.
thing.
He did. He said 2 words.
He said,
he's not allowed
He
to
also
talk.
said, "I'm sorry," when he killed the other Doctor
Yeah.
Strange in that universe.
But that's the point. He doesn't say anything because when he does, bad things happen.
Just say you can just
but
say
I mean, if they
go
really
flicks.
wanted to push Inhumans again, which I don't think they will because they have the X-Men now, they could do a Disney Plus thing with the Inhumans and do it right this time. And then you have Professor X, which was the 90s version.
I don't know. That'd be so cool if they
Professor
did something
X.
with Professor X, huh?
Yeah, they should make.
Well,
an
they
X-Men
are. They're
movie.
doing the.
I know
They're
they should
doing
make an
X-Men
X-Men.
97.
Someone should
They're
make an X-Men movie.
I know that'd be crazy.
Another one.
I slightly agree with you guys. From what
They're doing X-Men 97, right?
Yeah.
It's
From-
it's the same.
From what I'm hearing is from Jonathan and Justin, like you guys liked the cameos because it it opens up like the possibilities of what they could do in other movies. And I agree with the part where like it could be cool like what they could do with in other movies or shows, but from my perspective, although I like the cameos, like I don't think they need to do that to do the cameos. They don't have to like introduce them in the multiverse like a separate universe first. Like just do it. I'm like, because
No, they don't have
Yeah.
to, but it
'Cause
was cool.
yeah, because to me
I-
like the
I mean,
multiverse part's
It's
kind
a little
of
gap.
it's
gap
all
filler.
pointless. It's all pointless. It's just fun.
Hey,
I-
finally, everyone
Yeah.
came to my side. It's pointless.
No, I
You
mean
know what?
like not the cameos. I meant like movies. They're pointless. It's just fun, right? Like we're
I know what
nitpicking.
you're talking about. This is real.
I
life
enjoy the
events.
cameos.
It wasn't
and
fun.
I would not want them to be gone.
But I don't want to be all negative. I did like stuff in the movie. I did like America Chavez. Like I knew nothing about the character, so it was kind of cool to learn about someone that I don't know in the MCU.
was she a
So-
character or I mean
Yeah,
like was
she's
she a
character.
she's a okay already established
And
in
I
the
and I
comics?
was like, I gotta look up who this chick is. Like, what's
Okay.
her superhero name? And it's
Alright.
just America Chavez. She doesn't
Alright.
have a superhero name.
But like Jonathan, I did expect them to show at least a couple more universes. Like I thought once they hopped to one, I thought that's what the movie was going to be. Like that Scarlet Witch would follow them, and then they'd hop to a different one, and then do that a couple times, until they like circled back to the original timeline.
I mean,
So,
if you count the original timeline from like the very beginning of the movie, technically they were in 3 different universes, right?
Yes, technically.
Basically saying they
'Cause
won a bunch of
dreams-
incursions so they can just kill trillions of people.
Yeah,
That's what they want. It's these.
There should have been a
people
universe where
wanna
they
be
had
mass
sausage
murderers.
fingers.
Like the most fun thing would have been if Multiverse of Madness led to Battle World.
So okay, when it comes to multiverse stuff, and I could be like looking into it like way too much, but like multiverse creates so many problems in my opinion. For example, like Doctor Strange goes through how many variations of like the Thanos fight in his head, right? He claims that in only one of those they came out victorious, which means that like another billion universes Thanos should have been alive and he's snapped away. He doesn't exist in those universes, right? So like that's one thing. They asked him in the movie like was there any other like possibility for them to win? He's like no, it was just that one. Wrong, because in the What If show that I did not see, but I did see the clip where Vision just sliced him in half in a second. That could have happened, right? That could have happened. There was another universe where that happened. Like Vision is still alive.
Even to the universe that they jumped to, he was defeated.
Like
Yeah.
Was
Oh,
it? Did he say that it was?
Yeah. That's
the
what I was trying to
only-
get at. Yeah.
Did he say it was the only, or did he say it was their best shot?
He said it was the only.
That's why he did this
One.
one.
Yeah,
It was the one.
he
The
said the
one
one.
version that he saw that where it would work.
Yes.
He was wrong.
So that's what.
Maybe he just didn't have time to watch all of them.
I mean, you can every time you make a movie, it creates the possibility for plot holes, right?
Especially
the only thing
when
I
you're
can
doing
think of is
multiverse or
that
time travel ones. Yes.
he's not. He wasn't truly looking into the multiverse when he was doing that. He was looking at probability. Like,
Yeah.
you know
I
what I'm
think-
saying?
I think the way that a lot of people accept the multiverse to happen though is that like you basically split into like a multiverse at any like pivotal like decision or like chance point. You know what I mean? So like, yeah. So I mean theoretically, like Doctor Strange, from what I believe, the multiverse is like that scene where he's in what's part 1 of the Thanos fight called again?
Infinity War.
Infinity War, yeah. When he's going through like all those possibilities, he's in my mind he's going through like basically looking into like different multiverses, like possibilities for like a multiverse. You know what I mean?
Maybe he was just looking for the one that he found most acceptable.
Hmm.
I mean, it's all speculation at this point.
Yeah, But that's kind of what bothers me about like multiverse stuff sometimes, because it creates uh, plot holes or just tries to cover up plot holes by saying like, oh, like don't worry about that, right? Or same thing with like time travel.
I mean, like Jonathan was kind of saying, I'm sure like if you're trying to stick to one consistent storyline, a movie that you make 15 years from one is probably going to have plot holes that contradict whatever you saw in that original movie or the first set of movies.
And so another thing I wanted to say was
another cameo.
During the WandaVision show, how they started like introducing magic, and that's kind of when I understood that they were going to start like making magic a big part of like the MCU. And I mean, this of course like Doctor Strange is a magician, but so it's like obvious that it's kind of going to support that theory. But I am starting to see that like they're getting really heavy into the animation, and I think that's going to start becoming a theme in movies. Like it's going to become like really animation heavy. That's also what I was thinking when I watched like the Avatar trailer too, because I realized like how far animation has come. And Moon Knight too, like the whole character when he was suited up was basically just like an animation dude running around.
Let's not get.
I know, Anthony, I know. I just wanted to point out that he was animated, and I would think that like that's a high budget thing to do, but apparently like Marvel's at that point where they can just like throw all their money at animation, like wherever they want to.
I think for all the movies after Homecoming, Spider-Man suit was all animated after that, and all the other movies.
Mm-hmm.
Really?
Mm-hmm. Ugh. And I think Iron Man.
Disney money.
I think Robert Downey Jr. His stuff was animated after a certain point too. Like he wasn't in the actual suit anymore.
Yeah, actually, I think I saw this clip where apparently during Civil War, when like the two teams were running at each other, apparently during one scene, there was a whole side that it was only Scarlett Johansson was the only person that was actually running there, and everyone else was CGI'd in. I'm like, holy shit, that's a lot of CGI, man.
She only has regular black jumpsuit. So.
Oh, I mean, like they're already like at that point pretty much. Like if you've seen like pictures of how they filmed like the big fight in Endgame and everything, it's only like 3 or 4 of them, and it's in this huge green room, and everything else is animated.
Yeah. So
Yep,
gone.
Rooney.
Yeah, that maybe that's why I'm looking more forward towards the Shang-Chi whenever he comes up, because like that's actually real fighting, and I'm like totally for that kind of stuff. I mean, not to say that I don't like the magic, but I guess I'm gonna miss the kung fu type fighting action.
I think we're gonna see a little bit of everything. I don't think it's all gonna be like mystical shit all the time.
Well, like I had told George after we watched Eternals, like I just appreciated that you could tell they actually went places to film stuff.
For Eternals?
Yes.
I don't know if a lot of people watched Eternals, Max.
They didn't because they're garbage.
Nope.
I watched it.
I watched it too.
I enjoyed it because
I'm neutral about the movie, so
I enjoyed it because it was different.
There you go.
It was
I was
different.
gonna say, if you guys had to give Multiverse a letter grade, what would you give it?
The Doctor Strange?
Mm-hmm.
I'd probably give it like a C+.
Oh, letter grade. Okay, let's see.
Yeah.
Who else wants to go? I'm not ready yet. I think I need to copy off somebody.
I'll go. I give it a B.
A B. Okay.
I was thinking a B as well.
I think I'm giving it a B too. Yeah.
And you guys said you didn't watch it in 3D, but like me and Jonathan and we watched it in 3D, and like one of the coolest like scenes in that movie is when he's traveling through the different dimensions, on how I thought I was watching Avatar for a second, but it looked really
Looked
cool.
that good?
It was just really cool, and it was really like just visually amazing. Like I don't know, it was pretty cool. to watch that him to turn into like flowers and stuff, and
Paint.
yeah,
Mm.
like it was really cool.
It wasn't as trippy as the first Doctor Strange though, because that was. An
I
awesome
remember,
trip.
I remember telling you when I walked out of the Doctor Strange was I remember the same like kind of impression that I had from the first one is I had kind of no clue what was happening, so just because I don't really know a lot about Doctor Strange, but I know some, but not a lot. But so like when Clea popped up, and I was like, oh, I already know that, and I already know about the third eye, and I know all about that stuff. But like this was like I don't remember the America Chavez stuff, and
Yeah, I had no idea who Clea is.
yeah,
He's
all
black.
your nose is Charlize Theron.
Yeah,
You're like,
when I saw, I
oh
was like,
yeah,
oh, Lewis and I thought she was supposed to be the MCU version of forget her name, Olivia Munn's character in the shitty X-Men movies.
Psylocke.
Yeah,
Shylock.
yeah. But no, I had to look it up. I had to use a good old Google.
Doctor Strange's wife.
You know what? You
On
know what went
again.
through my. Oh, go ahead.
I was just gonna say on again, off again, but you can go for it.
You know what went through my mind when I was watching this movie though, and Doctor Strange was getting worked by Wanda. I was like, shit, bring Spider-Man in here. Spider-Man beats Doctor Strange.
It
I'm like, I can't take this full seriously. He lost to Spider-Man.
No, it's funny because like when he's talking to Wanda and he's like, "Would I like to get help from other animals or critters, or should I get one of the strongest sorcerers in the thing?" I thought that part was funny. Or the bugs, because Ant-Man and Spider and whatever.
Yeah, bug-themed superheroes.
Yeah, bug themed superheroes.
Yeah. Oh, that was another thing too. Like, does Doctor Strange know? Do people know who Spider-Man is still, or like do they?
They know that Spider-Man is a thing, but they don't know who Spider-Man is.
They don't. Okay, so they don't know that it's Peter Parker.
Because
Okay,
that
okay.
Spider-Man, he had them forget who Peter Parker was. Spider-Man's still a thing. They just
Okay.
don't know who Spider-Man is.
I understand now. Okay, because I didn't I questioned that a little bit because yeah, obviously. But yeah, so I give it a B. I think Anthony, you haven't graded it yet. What did you think? of the movie?
I would say it was a solid B plus.
B plus. Okay.
Alvaro.
It's a D minus.
Really?
Bullshit.
Wait,
It's
Get
have
the
like
you-
hell
one
outta
of
here.
Marvel's worst fucking movies.
Really?
I think I'd rather watch Thor 1 and Thor 2 back to back.
Really?
You're
Oh,
out of your
Shit, get the
think-
hell out of
mind.
here.
Get
I think
out of
one
here.
of the-
He's
Seriously,
trolling
I-
everybody. Get
I am
for
not-
him.
Let him
Troll.
explain.
I am
himself.
not trolling.
Yeah, I just realized we didn't let you talk yet, huh? Like you just like left. We were saving the best for last. Let's go. Let's hear it.
No, dude, this is like seriously unwatchable. Like I couldn't fucking do it because first of all, this shit's an IMAX. Like it's supposed to be, the best picture, the best sound. It looks like shit. It sounds like shit. I couldn't get over that. That was like my first impression. Like, what the fuck? Why does this look so bland and sounds so like I don't know, dim? So presentation wise, it was not it. And then the story is just like you said it yourself. Like I don't know how you're giving it a fucking B when the story's garbage. It's like really, what am I watching here? Like
You're watching
seriously,
colors.
Yeah, pretty much. Like it feels like it's going through the motions at this point. Like, oh, Sam Raimi's directing, just let him do his thing. Like, yeah, it's cool that he has throwbacks to like horror and stuff. It's funny how people are like, complaining, oh my god, it's too bloody. How did it get a PG-13? Like,
Yeah.
I feel
They
like
covered it up. They covered it up a little bit. Yeah.
I don't know if it's I enjoyed the Wanda parts, but I mean, like
I
we
think
said
that's
earlier.
Even
some of
more
the worst parts of the movie were the Wanda parts.
Yeah. Like we said in the movie, if Doctor Strange wasn't in this or he wasn't on the title, we would think it was a Wanda movie, right? So
Right.
Mm-hmm.
so.
Maybe that's what they didn't want that yet. But I'm sure because I mean I don't even know if she's dead yet. Like,
Oh
do you
no,
think
no,
dead?
she's too strong to die, dude. There's no way.
no body, not dead.
Maybe that's what bothered me is that it kind of seems to relegate Doctor Strange to a supporting character in his own movie.
P character.
Yeah.
Yeah, everyone's supporting everyone else. Like, because yeah, America Chavez is cool, but she's exactly just there for as a plot device. Like, what was the point of that? And she has like the most personality of anyone in this movie. So.
No.
I think they're just setting her up, like this is her intro movie. It looked like she was
Are they
starting
doing
to
Young
learn how to do
Avengers?
the
Is that
magic
what they're
shit.
doing?
Yeah.
I just wish she actually had a hero name because it's just like America Chavez.
Why?
Like, how do you market that?
What's wrong with America?
Miss America,
America?
duh.
See,
Get him,
I wouldn't-
Anthony, before you fall asleep.
See, I wouldn't be happy about that though, because like in my opinion, I'm like, let's drop this multiverse stuff because I'm over. Like, I don't know. Actually, maybe she's gonna be
You're over
important, right? I am really over it, but
she has strength. It looks like her power is kind of like an energy based kind of thing. But
so
And then I
kind
think
of
also-
like the Hulk,
yeah.
or
Yeah. Also, I think what added to
Bring
my
back Edward Norton.
I think what added to my disappointment is that I have already seen like a brilliant multiverse movie.
yeah,
And this one just
very
came off
true.
as incredibly basic to me.
Yeah.
Compared to that other one.
Can't compare it to that one though.
I just did.
We kind of saw it coming. We kind of saw it coming too, huh? Like when they were just barely opening up like the multiverse in I think the first ones were like Spider-Man and what's Loki. Loki was another one of the first ones, right? And like they were barely just dabbling into multiverse, and I already saw the issues that were going to arise, and like the what if stuff. Yeah, I saw it early on. I was skeptical on how they were going to do it, and
you needed more macaroni.
Yeah.
More multiverse.
and
I will say that I what I did like in the movie that a lot of people are not bringing up is I thought the music was awesome. I really like Danny Elfman's music in this movie. I don't know if that's what Alvaro was also talking about when he said it sounded like shits, but
No, I mean just like in general, it's like
Oh,
sound
no,
effects.
I mean the
I
effects.
really-
Okay, yeah.
I
The
really
music
like
itself, I don't have issue with.
I really liked his music a lot in this.
Maybe you just
That's why
had
I
a
need to
bad
listen
theater.
to it again.
That's
Yeah, they
surprising
were
because
playing people.
usually I do pay attention to that kind of thing, but I didn't notice that as much. I know I said I didn't like the story as much, but I think I liked it just because, like scene to scene, maybe I'm like maybe I'm like
You're
reducing.
grading on a curve.
No, maybe I'm grading this like a horror movie, which I
But
am.
it's not a horror movie though.
No, but I'm grading it like a horror movie because I'm incredibly like my standard is lower for horror movies, right? Because I don't expect it to horror movies to have like good stories or anything like that, right?
So
So,
my-
but
my que-
I just like the scene, like scene to scene. I was like watching it. I was like, man, this is cool. That's why I like the movie.
So
Yeah.
when you say your standards are lower for horror movies, so is that what you thought when you watched Batman?
I don't
Because
think so.
Batman, the new Batman is pretty much a horror movie.
No.
I was the one-
Yeah,
No,
don't
I was the one that
don't
said
know
that.
me.
I was the one that said that. But no, yeah, Batman was.
I wouldn't say it was horror, but it had.
Batman's
had a
better
lot of
than
dark-
a normal.
it was-
I
horror
mean,
movie.
it had some Saw elements,
The fuck?
which I don't
Yeah.
think those are actually scary.
I did like the scene where she was like coming out of the reflections. I thought that was cool.
That was my favorite actually.
I thought that was well done. But other than that, like to me, there was really no horror elements to the movie. There's a scene where she's chasing them, but it just reminded me of Terminator. Like it wasn't really scary to me. It just made me think of Terminator, just because he also does that when he's starting to get messed up, as he just starts hobbling towards them,
Yeah.
covered in blood.
It might have been cool if it was rated R. They wouldn't commit to that though.
It wouldn't change anything though.
Yeah,
I think
America
They
would have said some F
make
words as
her
a teenager
look
or
more
something.
violent.
I
I mean,
know.
she pulled Mr. Fantastic apart like a Twizzler.
that was she done him dirty. Yeah.
I was like, God damn.
Yeah, but I agree with Anthony though. Whatever he did to that, like I don't know what that dude's name is, where he sealed his mouth and he blew his own brains out. That was
Shit
freaking
made me
sick.
laugh.
That was sick.
I'm like, oh my. Oh man.
Yeah, and then after that, Mr. Fantastic even tried to talk with her still.
He didn't
Yeah.
even try to do anything. He was just like trying to reach, and then he
I
was just
know.
like, "Well, Twister."
The smartest man in the world ought to know that he's in danger, and he should probably do something about not being in the general area of the Scarlet Witch right there. Anyway.
You know, it's chalk it up to hubris, I think.
The hubris.
Yeah.
Are you just supposed to know who this is and that they're gonna
Well,
die,
she
or what?
existed in their universe. She had powers in their universe. They knew who she was. And they're like, "Oh yeah, she just wants to play soccer mom." You know, like we can handle her.
She already had her kids.
They were overconfident. That's why they got fucking maimed.
And
I
I would
mean-
Like we don't have to worry about Wanda. We can handle her. We're more worried about you, Doctor Strange, because apparently, no matter what universe you're in, you're a corrupt motherfucker.
I
Is
don't
it
know.
not true?
We
It
just
is.
lost.
He's
we
a
just
nice
lost-
person to ours.
maybe
We just
maybe
lost our
MCU's
PG-13 rating.
maybe MCU's just jealous of how dark the DC movies are getting, and everyone loves them.
I don't.
I don't know. That's true.
I
like,
mean, it had dark elements, but I wouldn't say this was like a dark movie.
Well, I mean, I would say it's definitely not as dark as the Batman or maybe even the Nolan Batmans yet, but
I mean, would you say it was Moon Knight had darker elements?
I have
than
not finished
Batman?
Moon Knight, so
Well,
Uh,
you've seen
If you're
most
asking
of
about
it.
elements, I would say yes.
We don't have to go into specifics about Moon Knight because Justin, you still have the last episode to watch.
I got like the last 15 minutes. So
and also we are getting near the end of the podcast episode.
96% of it. We can just not talk about the end part, but as a whole in the series, it has some pretty
like
graphic stuff.
I didn't think Doctor Strange was like really a horror movie that much, but I do think it would be a pretty decent intro if you wanted to see if a child could handle horror.
Oh, okay.
Just I haven't watched Jurassic Park. It's very similar.
Well, one's better
Jurassic
than
Park's-
the other
Oh, absolutely.
Jurassic Park scars little kids.
one. No, it didn't. I'm still here.
Yeah.
How old were you when the first Jurassic Park came out?
You really got to ask that question?
8,
are they gonna come in '94?
93.
I
I
was
was
close.
93. I was 8 years old.
Yeah.
That's not that young. Doctor Strange was good. It wasn't as great as some of these other, people were saying. It was the greatest movie since Spider-Man No Way Home.
Stupidest thing I've ever heard in my life.
Yeah. It wasn't terrible. Like it was a fun movie to watch. And
Well,
yeah.
I also
Like,
wanted to
at the
ask
end
you
of the day.
guys, do you think the events in this movie or what they did in this movie is going to change, not change, but what do you think is saying about like the future of Marvel movies
MCU?
in general? One, the future of Doctor Strange himself and the future of Scarlet Witch. Like,
It was an
Yeah.
incredibly low stakes movie. I don't think this movie will have a large impact on the whole universe. Maybe on the individual characters. Some growth. But beyond that,
I'm also, just so you guys kind of know too, like how I'm trying to frame this. Yeah, like that. What you said is valid about the future of the MCU altogether. But I'm also specifically kind of trying to ask, like, do we think Doctor Strange is going to turn bad too because he's, I guess, kind of corrupt, or has corruption in him? I don't think he's actually corrupt yet, at least. And do we think that Scarlet Witch is alive, bad, or gonna turn good again? Like, do anyone know?
3, probably what you just said.
Come good again? Just
All 3 of what you just said. I think she's bad. Is still alive, but will eventually become one of the good people.
okay.
Scarlet Witch is a bad bitch.
Okay. Anyone else want to chime in on that?
I mean, she could have just killed Thanos, and then she would have had her kids anyways. But that's another topic.
I know for sure.
Vision didn't have
She
sperm.
she could have easily just like crushed Thanos too. Like you couldn't spaghettify Thanos. Well, I guess she didn't have the Darkhold, but anyway.
He had all the
I don't know if I would say if she didn't have the power, or more she kind of like after the events she kind of was able to better harness it, I guess. If
I mean,
that
you
makes
can
sense.
okay, so you can totally tell her power spike from Age of Ultron till now, right? Like Age of Ultron, she was kind of like, and then the next movie after that, which was what, the Captain
Well, she
America
didn't
movie,
even know
right?
she was a witch.
Yeah, I mean, Yeah, but like the Captain America movie is when she kind of got a little bit stronger, and then when Infinity War and all that came around, she was just like a god and just never wanted to use her power, right? She was just wanted to live happy with Vision. So
Worked out for her.
yeah,
I think her learning where her magic comes from helped too, because she was just kind of using her power innately, whereas she wasn't. I think when she got the Darkhold, she like trains, so she learns spells and learns like the building blocks, the foundation of how her powers actually work, and so she's able to better use it.
I don't know. This is like more of a behind the scenes thing, but I feel like Sam Raimi kind of got thrown into a movie that was already halfway through like what they already knew they wanted to do. So
Yeah,
I do hope that they let him do another one, but let him do everything from the start. Because I feel like this was a MCU movie, and then randomly it turned into a Sam Raimi movie for a little bit, and then it went back to an MCU movie, and back and forth it went. Like it didn't feel like it was like fully a vision that he would have had for the movie.
Okay.
Mm.
The old what's the name? Abrams that did the Star Wars also kind of had a similar issue with
Yeah.
the Star Wars
Member berries.
sequels. Yeah. Okay.
What were the questions you asked again, George, earlier or just a little bit ago?
Yes.
Is she?
How do we think Scarlet Witch is going to be handled in the future? How do we think Doctor Strange is going to be handled in the future? And then also, does the movie like have any tells about how the future of the movies are going to go? Because to answer that one where the future of the movies are going to go, I personally at least hope that they start doing like I would consider this like a smaller scale MCU movie, in that like they don't bring like all the Avengers onto the movies. I kind of did like that there was only two major characters that we knew, and they kind of try to focus on them. I kind of want to see like more movies that are, or even shows. It doesn't have to be like a whole movie, just like shows that are just like combos of just like two or three heroes that can interact with each other. That's kind of hopeful. I don't know if that's going to happen, but it's kind of cool to think about for me anyway.
Well, I think it just set up that John Krasinski will be Mr. Fantastic.
Yeah, actually, when
like
you guys
his
are
nose was extra big.
when you guys were talking about that, I think fans were kind of speculating that they might actually do that because, or not
He
speculating,
was
but
rumored for a little while,
they got
and then
they got really excited when like after the movie came out. Apparently, Jack Ryan got canceled or something.
Today. They
today.
said that they're filming the 4th season right now, and today they're like, it's going to be the last one.
Yeah,
He
and
has
so like,
other
everyone's
things to
like, that's
He
because
has
he's
other
gonna be
things to
Mr.
do.
Fantastic. He's got a job.
now the
No, but
question is the rest of the team.
But I think that this was also the announcement of that, because it seems like all the actors that they had in the alternate universe were just their same characters that they play, and ours just different like versions of that character.
Yeah, just not dead.
Yeah.
Just not spaghettified
Well,
and not
in the Inhumans show, which I don't think any of us watched, was the actor that was Black Bolt in it?
Yes, he's the main character.
What is it? The same is the same actor?
Yes.
Oh, it was the same actor?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, that's cool.
Why I
Really?
laughed, because I was like, they really are gonna try to make everyone watch everything they made, even the stuff that's not good.
Well, we already watched Multiverse, so it can't get any worse.
I mean, not everything can be great. I mean, hopefully not.
I'm just
we don't
waiting
get anything
for
that's
Love and
terrible.
Thunder to shit all over this movie.
Okay, hold on.
Because I
Okay, so
hadn't seen the trailer until this, and so it's like I'm actually excited for that one.
And I'm curious on if Natalie Portman is actually going to be the 616, or if she's going to be a multiverse version of Thor.
I actually have a question for Alvaro then, and then I think we can close it out after that. I don't think so. I mean, I like the movie, but I don't think it's on anyone here's like top 5 Marvel movie or anywhere close.
I have to go through the list.
But Alvaro, how close is it to the bottom for you?
Oh, it's like bottom 2 probably.
Bottom 2.
Like like the only other one that's worse is probably Guardians 2. That one fucking sucks.
Guardians 2 is bad for you?
Oh my
Yeah,
god.
that movie's fucking trash.
Oh my god.
That was in my bottom 3.
Wanda's gonna
Really?
be alive.
Okay.
Doctor
I mean, they're
Strange
gonna redeem her.
was-
They're obviously gonna do that. They always do this shit. And
I don't
then
like
like she'll get her hero's death or whatever.
Yeah, like I'm gonna bring this back to Star Wars very quickly, but like I felt the end of this movie they gave her the Kylo Ren out, which is like, my bad, and then sacrifice yourself, and then you're done.
Spoilers.
Yes, because you're gonna watch it. I know.
Yeah.
You don't know.
I did
Really?
have a
Come
tiny.
on.
Yeah. I did have a tiny
that's
issue
the
with
best
that.
movie in the series, so I don't know what you're talking about.
I did have a tiny issue with like basically the resolution of the movie was just like dialogue. You know what I mean? Kind of like oh she's destroying the books in other universes, and okay, I guess we won.
Yeah.
You know, so
Like
You have to
This
go
coulda-
to
the
plan-
movie could have
Yeah.
been a little bit longer. I think
She
it
has to
would
go
have
home now. Her planet needs her.
yeah.
Yeah, I just feel like she did so many horrible things that she's irredeemable, as Kylo Ren was with all the stuff that he did in Star Wars. But then they just decided, like, but people like buying her toys, so she can't be.
And her Fortnite skin. Don't forget Fortnite. Hashtag
Because like
Fortnite.
even at work, we were selling those stupid little topper things, and well, after I watched the movie, I was like, she's a murderer. Like, have fun with your topper.
Did
Okay.
they say there was going to be a second season of WandaVision? No, they didn't. Right?
No.
I don't think there can be.
The only,
But I think they're doing another.
Loki's
I think they're
getting
doing another Agatha.
Loki's season 2.
Agatha.
I hope
Yeah.
Moon Knight.
Who I thought was gonna be in this. Like I figured she'd be in here, since she's the one talking about the Darkhold.
Huh.
Primarily.
Oh yeah, well
I
they
missed
already announced the Agatha Harkness show.
That's what Alvaro just said.
Yeah.
But I think the only official season 2 is Loki.
Okay.
Yeah.
No, but that was gonna
everything
do-
else is-
Oh yeah, no, yeah, you're right. You're right. I was gonna say Captain
they're gonna
America
connect.
too, but
they're
that's
gonna
a movie.
connect the original X-Men cartoon to the MCU with X-Men '97.
Is that a
see
movie?
it.
It's a show. It's gonna be an animated
okay.
show on Disney Plus, and I'm telling you, he had the same wheelchair that he had
Yeah, I know.
in the cartoon. So
They
it's gonna be the
played
same.
that damn song. I know.
Yeah, they did. That
I
was
did
cool.
really
I
like
don't
that.
even really care for X-Men. I thought that was a really cool thing.
Oh
They-
my god.
They played us, Jonathan. They played us. Okay, just
It's gonna be good. It'll be fine. Everything's enjoyable.
But yeah, like
Relax.
I didn't hate the movie. I thought it was fine.
Yeah, it was good.
I had stuff I liked and it had stuff that I didn't care for. But I mean, I'm not gonna go as much as Alvaro and say it was like the worst MCU movie and a huge.
I
piece of
need
crap.
cinema. Cinema.
Oh, that's right.
We don't.
Sorry, Marty.
Okay.
Don't need it.
Okay. Well, I think we should close out the episode right there. I think we've beat this horse well enough. What do you guys think?
Can I have one more hateful comment?
Of course, yeah. Go for it.
Okay,
Screw
'cause-
Oscar Isaac.
No, because I saw it in IMAX, so maybe Alvaro hated the 26% more picture that he got than everyone else did. But my favorite part out of the whole thing was like the 5 minutes of Top Gun that they showed in IMAX, because that
Yes, thank
awesome.
you.
it looks so good.
I wasn't good enough to get that.
Well, you didn't watch it in IMAX, you watched it at the prestigious.
I didn't even get any
Cool.
credits at all. I got a black screen.
Prestigious. But did
Whatever.
you watch the Cobra Kai season 5?
No one cares about that right now.
No,
Everyone
no,
loves Cobra
no,
Kai.
No,
I'm
I'm not
excited.
gonna watch that. I just need to watch the show.
September.
Yes,
I don't need to
George.
share.
September.
George just hit stop.
That's our episode, guys. That's our episode. Thank you for listening this far into episode 11 of Last Time Online. And make sure to join us next time online when we binge watch the worst MCU movies and review them. 6-hour episode.
Yes, yes, excellent.
Thank you. And later.
Bye.
GG
Later.
game over.